Perfect. Perfect.
Welcome back, reality check. Xay in the building.
VT Von Taylor, you know what it is.
Yes, sir. Today we just got a little quick one for you. We're gonna be reacting to this TikTok right here.
Yes.
This TikTok right here, man.
I found this one very rather interesting. And I said, you I gotta share this one. Without further ado,
Let's get into
Look at the bottom of the screen, okay?
Father said to his daughter, "You've graduated with honors. Here's an old car for you. But before I give it to you, take it down to the old dealership down the road and see how much they offer you for it." The daughter went to the car lot, came back and said to her dad, "They offered me £1,000 because they said it looked a bit worn out." The father said, "Now take it down to the pawn shop." The daughter did so, returned and said to him, "They only offered me £100 because they said it was an old car." The father then asked his daughter to take the car to a car club. She took the car to the club, returned and said to her father, "Some people offered her over £100,000 for the car, as it was an iconic car and sought by many collectors." Now the father said to the daughter, "The right place values you the right way. If you are not valued, don't get angry. It just means you're in the wrong place. Those who know your value are those who appreciate you." So the moral of the story is, never stay in a place where you're not valued.
That's profound.
It is.
It is. See, I'm gonna have a hot take though, cause okay, so I understand where he's coming from, and I agree to a certain extent, and a lot of times,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay.
However,
Go ahead.
I feel like that plays into the narrative where you can get caught up in this idea that you're borderline perfect, and whoever has a problem with whatever traits you may have, it just means that you're in the wrong location. If somebody doesn't like you, if the environment you're in doesn't value your traits, that's somebody else's problem. It's not your problem. It just means that people are trash and it's their fault, it's their problem, and they have to deal with it. There's no accountability, which on one side it may be true. It may be that you just need to remove yourself from that context and go somewhere else, and then you will be valued. It can also mean, and hear me out here, it can also mean that you just have no traits of value and you have to develop them.
Bruh.
You understand? Like, it can be, there's two options, and I just
Okay.
feel it's like, it's this fine line, because I feel like I just constantly hear this narrative where it's like, oh, you're a king, you're a queen, da da da, you're perfect, and if nobody sees that, that means that's their problem, da da da, like all these notions, which to a certain degree, yes, you need to believe that, but also you also have to be accountable to yourself to understand that there's certain things that you can improve on. There's certain things that it may be it may have a negative connotation. You may have anger issues, you may have whatever it may be. You have to acknowledge, or at least understand, realize, whatever, that you have things that you can work on, and that may be the reason that people don't value what you have.
That's well, bars. Because when I watched this, I was like, man, that's so profound. That's deep. That's so true. But like, that flip side to it is very valid, because that does exist, and especially in like this time where it's like, you know, self-help and, you know, being confident and being positive and being, which is all good things, but I think it's kind of, some people kind of take it to the next level, and it's like, well, I'm all that without my flaws. So I see that. So then, okay, what if the dad, or in this scenario, or the daughter, knew the value of the vehicle from the start? Because in this example, the dad seemed to know what the real value of the car is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that can play into, like, you know, if you have a friend in your life, if you have whether it's a parent figure or a guardian, whatever it is, but someone in your life to be like, I believe in you, this is what you're capable of, this is what your value is. But if you're not there yet, at least they can pull you up and be like, this is you know, where I see you. This is your potential.
Yeah, I was just
Right?
about to say that. Like, I feel like it's way more constructive to see potential in people and acknowledge their potential and tell them that. Like, you
Right.
have this much potential.
Right.
I see you being this type of person. Da, da,
Right.
da. But, like, especially early on in somebody's life,
Bro,
you can't just be like, oh, you're already like this level of person and don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
Bro,
Like,
I was literally about to say. So when I was younger, my mom, like I do track, I run track and field, and some of you guys may know that already. But for those who don't, I've been doing track and field since I was like 3 in Jamaica, and then around 11 I started my Canadian career until like now. And the person that really drove potential in me was my mom. Because at first I was like, well, like track is cool, track is fun. Being from Jamaica, you see it all the time everywhere. It's a national sport. Like, it's nothing really special in that sense. But at the same time, she saw something special in me that I didn't see. I didn't see the value that I had yet. And so for someone to believe in you and then be like, this is the value that you can have, then it's up to you to be like, okay, I'm going to go out there and actually find this appraisal and apply it to me, apply it to my life, apply it, you know, in this area, what I need to work on. And that's how you develop value, was when you spend time actually feeding yourself what you know you need to be feeding yourself, and not be blinding yourself and starving yourself from actually working on the things that's going to be helpful in adding value. So I like that. I like the that approach that you brought, because then it actually brings in this other part of knowing yourself, which I think is what we talked about in the podcast.
Right.
You kind of have to know
go
yourself.
watch that, by the way.
Yeah. That fire. That was a fire podcast.
If you haven't seen that podcast, if it's not out yet, just look out for it. If it is out, go over there right now.
Right now. But yeah, I like that approach, because then with this narrative, you know, you can have that argument that we just had, and then build on it with supporting things that you can actually take tangibly and move forward. I really like this video though. I really like the distinction that you made, to kind of contrast and actually put it in like real life perspective. Because no one's just gonna have a car that's gonna be, you know, worth $100,000.
I was gonna say, I think when you're talking about value, especially a person's value, I think this conversation really brings forth this idea of, once you put in the work, and you actually work on becoming a better human, a better, you know, person in life, that adds a tangible element of value to yourself, instead of just adding this arbitrary amount of value that you attribute to yourself. Like, I feel like I'm worth this. Why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, I've been told
Right.
all my life that I'm worth this much, or I shouldn't settle for this, or whatever. I feel like I'm, you know, worthy of this type of person or this type of relationship. Why? Have you put in the work to yourself? Have you actually done the work to become that level of person? You understand?
This sounds like think of it like a Shark Tank. You have Kevin O'Leary staring you in your face, and you're like, and he's saying to you, okay, why are you valuing your company? Why are you valuing yourself $500,000 for 10% or 50%?
Facts.
Of the like, why?
And if you stumble, you're not getting the money. You're not getting the money.
You're done.
So, I sold this much. I did this.
Sales are this. My character is this. My goals are this. My aspirations are this. This is what I'm working on. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to have tangible things that prove, or at least aid in your claim that your value is X. But I rest my case. I really like this video though. I really do like this video.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what y'all think though, because I mean, I brought up a hot take. People might disagree. People are probably gonna roast me in the comments, but hey, I want to see what y'all think about it though.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Bless you. Have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Thanks for the support. All love. You already know what it is. It's reality check.
And reality check is the check.